Now, normally when I talk wrestling on this channel, I usually talk like reviews or like, like top choices or something. But today I want to talk to y'all about an experience in case anybody is wondering whether these things are worth the money. So I want to talk about the NXT Live experience, the live Q&A. This is where you pay the extra $75 to do the Q&A and to get photo opportunities. So my wife and my best friend and I attended a NXT Live event in Chicago at I don't remember the name of the arena. It was some ballroom or something. It was a little farther than what we go from the Allstate Arena in Rosemont. It was a little bit further of a drive. And the interesting thing is when we got here, like we almost thought we were in the wrong spot just because like we didn't see like lots of people outside the building, stuff like that. Maybe it's a different situation for NXT shows. But anyway, well, at least my wife and I, we paid to have this experience. We actually somehow ended up with an extra ticket for my best friend to go. So what I want to do is I want to talk about the experience and let you guys know whether or not this is actually worth the extra money if you choose to go this route for a NXT house show. So with that being said, I want to talk about a little bit about what you get with this extra purchase, and then I'll actually talk about too how the show was overall. It's good, YouTube. On the road, about to head to this NXT Live show. As you can see, your boy is not driving. My wife is handling the driving right now. So we got like another hour and 3 minutes. So I'll get some footage once we get in there. I don't know if I'll do any for the Q&A. It's probably going to have that no recording rule. So I'll get what I can. And I'll let you on the next video. So that there just gives you a little idea of how it all started. The ring announcer comes out, you go into a little room with the NXT sign up, says we are NXT, all that. She lets you know what's going to happen in the Q&A. Eventually tells you who the 3 NXT superstars are that you're going to be getting to ask questions and meet. In order to ask these questions, you got to like raise your hand and they got to come over to you and stuff and get your turn to ask the question. Now, I was lucky enough to be one of the ones to get to ask the question, and the question I asked was for OTM. And I actually asked OTM if I could join the group. And they told me to come holler at them after the photo op. Now, right before we got to the photo op, they was like, you're in. So that was a pretty cool experience. I don't think Blake Monroe was too thrilled about that, seeing as though in the photo she kind of gives this weird little face and kind of does this standoff thing. Just staying in character. It's all in good fun. So as I just said, the 3 superstars that we met were Blake Monroe and OTM. I was pretty satisfied with the choices, honestly. I'm a fan of all 3. I do think Blake Monroe is a little bit more memorable as Mariah May, truth be told. I mean, given she's only been in NXT for a little bit, but it is what it is. Still pretty cool that she was already one of the choices for that. So, I mean, the rest of it, it was pretty self-explanatory. Now, as far as like meeting people before the show, no luck with that. Now, we saw where they came in and stuff. Apparently, everybody all came in on a bus aside from Sheamus and Grayson Waller. They came in on a car, but man, when I tell you Sheamus was in a pissy mood, I mean it. Something was going on with the parking situation, and him and Grayson, I guess, left. We were, out there maybe hour and a half before showtime, and Sheamus and Grayson must have left and went to go get some food, and you could tell Sheamus was in a pissy mood. Something to do with the staffing and stuff like that. I don't know. He didn't take it out on us or anything, so it was all good. I've actually already met Sheamus anyway. My wife didn't end up asking any questions at the Q&A. So, and I mean, the Q&A kind of wraps up rather quickly. I think it maybe lasted maybe 25, 30 minutes. And then they take you to where the ring is. You wait your turn, and then you go up and you get your photo. And as I said earlier, that's an extra 75 bucks. Now, whether that's worth it or not, I guess it just, in my opinion, it just depends on who you get as far as the superstars, and they don't tell you until the day of. So I kind of got lucky with my picks. I was overall satisfied. I think it was worth the extra $75, but I can't really answer it for everybody else because it just kind of depends on who you get and who you really want to get as those choices. Now, I'm betting probably one out of the three choices will probably be okay in your book, but that's just something I'm going to assume because you don't know who you're going to get. So with that being said, I guess I'll show some clips from the actual show itself, and then I'll explain the experience that I had at the actual show and whether I was satisfied with the overall show itself.
Chicago, I have just been informed that we have a very special guest here to watch the main
So all in all, I gotta say the experience was worth it. The matches were great. You know, the crowd was hyped the entire time. So I say if you get the opportunity to go this route, go ahead and do it. As far as the extra 75, it just kind of depends on what your expectations were. I'm there more for the show and stuff like that. I do like the experience of meeting more and more wrestlers and stuff like that. So regardless, I always support this kind of thing. But as far as what you should do, it's kind of up to you. If you're expecting like big names when you only got three options, it's kind of your own decision. But I personally think this experience was worth it. And overall, I think the show was like a solid 4 out of 5 stars. So I do think it was worth the experience.